Hi learners, you are welcome to our 6th lesson in science. And today we are touching on effects of heat energy on matter. Earlier in the previous lesson we touched on energy, the meaning and the standard unit of measurement of energy. We proceeded to look at sources of energy in general, and then finally we touched on forms of energy. So today, as I said, we are looking at the effects of heat energy on matter. That is, if heat is applied to any material, what are some of the changes that are likely to occur? But before we start our lesson starter, we have to identify change of state of matter in the following pictures. By change of state of matter, we mean matter or material changing from one state to another. That is solid to liquid, liquid to solid, gas to liquid, etc. So looking at the two pictures, what does the first one represent about change of state of matter? And looking at the second one, seeing the matter coming out of the evaporating dish. Alright, so let's check the answers. Good. So we have the first one showing melting. That is change of state of matter from the solid state to the liquid state. Then we have evaporation, change of state of matter from the liquid state to the vapor state. Now let's move on to the effects of heat energy. Now before we look at the effects of heat energy, it is important to know the meaning of heat energy. So what is heat energy? By saying that heat energy is a form of energy that is transferred from one point to another point. Why? Because or due to changes in temperature. Let's take it again. Heat energy is a form of energy that is transferred from one point to another point due to changes in temperature. So now let's start with the effects. The first effect we're looking at is expansion. Expansion. By expansion, we mean increase in volume of objects. Increase in volume of objects. Now, where is it applied? For example, forging of hot metals, as you can see in the picture, is due to heat expansion. Now what is done is the piece of metal or iron is put into a furnace or fire and heated strongly. During heating, the metal expands or increases in volume. It becomes soft for it to be forged or heat into other shapes. So this is one effect of heat on objects. Expansion. It causes object to expand or increase in volume. Now let's move on to the second effects. The second effect. As we identify in our lesson starter, the second effect talks of change of state of matter. What we are saying here is that when heat is applied on material, the material can change from one state to another. So the first picture, when heat was applied to the ice, it turns from its solid state to the liquid state. You can see it around. The second picture describes what we call sublimation. Sublimation. Sublimation is a change of state of matter from the solid state, as in camphor, in the solid state, to the vapor state. So this could be camphor heated, forming vapor. So it doesn't pass through the liquid state. That's sublimation. Of course, we also have evaporation as a change of state of matter due to what? Heat, the effect of heat. So second, change of state of matter. Let's go to the third one. All right. The third one talks about increase in temperature. Increase in temperature. Increase in temperature. When heat is applied, it increases what? The temperature. For example, in winter, usually in the temperate zone, in the North America, Europe, where they experience winter, the room usually is extremely cold. And to give some warmth to the room, we use a heater. So the heater supplies heat to the room and increases the room's temperature to make it comfortable to live in. So other gadgets that makes use of increasing temperature due to heat is the kettle, the rice cooker, the gas cooker, the electric iron, and the rest. So the third effect is it brings about increase in temperature. So take note, it brings about increase in temperature. Now let's look at the fourth one. The fourth one. Good. The fourth one, we're saying another effect is that it brings about the chemical change. And by chemical change, we are saying that when heat is applied on certain materials, the chemical composition of that material changes. And usually it's irreversible. So for example, this firewood being burnt here, before the firewood can be said to contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. But when it is heated completely to form ashes, a different compound called carbon is formed. So you can see a chemical change is involved here. So is frying and cooking. Before this egg was fried, remember the color was not this way. Especially the albumin was transparent like water. But upon heating, it changes to white. And further heating can cause it to turn to brown. So that is chemical change. Can you think of other processes that involve chemical change due to heating? All right. So we're saying effects of it include expansion, increase in temperature, change of state of matter, and then chemical change. Now, about what you have learned today. Again, I want you to discuss with your daddy or mommy or your sibling the main points covered in the lesson today. For our advanced learning, my dear learners, in our next lesson, we shall touch on renewable sources of energy and non-renewable sources of energy. So we are encouraged to read or conduct further research on renewable sources of energy and non-renewable sources of energy. Congratulations for coming this far with me. I encourage you to do the exercise and submit the exercise in time. Please upload the exercise onto the page, not onto the WhatsApp platform. You can make a request if you really want to know where you went wrong through the WhatsApp page. Till we meet again, bye-bye.